Okay, we're going to go back to the old faithful. These machine rolled pennies from Harrisburg. It was like looking at the end caps and get a feel for what we're looking at. We're going to be looking at. It looks kind of typical. Let's get these opened up and start the hunt. Okay, got them opened up. Let's roll them out. And do our quick look. Nothing's. They got a nice old red right there. Nope. Not necessarily, but wheat Chinese will show up kind of dark, but nothing here. Nothing's popping out. So let's get right to the microscope. Get that lined up. Make sure we're looking good. First one up is a 98. Let's check alignment. Yep, we're looking good. Alright. In my previous video I said always look for that wide AM. It's close. 22. Look for that die clash. Nope. 1890, very weak cladding. It's still intact. It's still there. Got a little bit of glue on there. '86. '84. Weak cladding on that one too. No issues. 82 large date. Off center. It's straight on the back. Let's check the weight. That's copper. Yeah, it's got to be fully off the collar for me to have any real interest in those. 15 woody. '2020. Nothing there. 95. You always look for that wide AM. You never know. It's not a known variety for 95, but you never know. Always look at that AM. If I find one, I'll be happy. This is a mess. 22. Ugh. 84. Rim issues and nothing there. 67. Copper. 14. Dimple over there. That scent, but nothing really there. 96. Again, always look at that AM. I know it's not a variety or known variety, but always check. 96 Denver. No good. Gets you in a good habit looking at the AM and know what to look for. 93 and older, newer, for that wide AM. 98. Again, that's close AM. No good. 78. A worn die, somewhat. A light grease issues. Got a little doubling on the D in God. Very minor. Like a hiccup. uh, Nothing really there. On the reverse side, I mean, it's a nice looking coin, but it's beat up. A little shadow doubling on that D in God, and on the G as well. But premium, no. Into the copper. 06. It's clean. 91. This one should have a wide AM because it's pre-92. 91D. And there it is, a wide AM, but that's where it should be. But it's a good habit to get into. The only reason why I bring it up. Just to verify in your mind, say, yeah, that's supposed to be like that. And if it triggers something that says, hey, that's not supposed to be like that, then you can do a further inspection. Even on a grungy 96, you always check AM. I doubt it'll ever happen to anybody, but if it does, you really found a coin. And that's how, varieties are found, and but it's just a good habit. 85. Again, you look at like key aspects of the coin, like the initials and all that. Off center, doubling. Anything that looks out of the ordinary. Now this one should be a close AM, and it is a known variety to have the wide AM, but this one's a close, so it's not one we want. 85. And grease issues, but you could say this is a moderate grease strike, a struck through grease. Nothing really special. 78. And technically, it's not supposed to look like that. And technically, it is a mild mint error, but nothing that's gonna draw any premium. 70 with a collar issue. Again, it's not perfect, but it's not a desirable feature. More than just being a little off center. A collar misalignment. It's not premium. 1990. Even like 90, say that should be a wide AM, and just to verify your look. I don't think it'd ever be a close AM on these because of the vintage, but you always do that practice thing, looking at coins. Pennies. 21. You're looking for that infamous crack. Not there. Oh 04. Excuse me. 75. 89. Go off center. Very mild. But I've seen off-centered coins actually force a doubling. So you gotta just, if you see that off-centering, just head over to the back and give it a good look at. Yeah, that E has got a little shadow doubling, but that's from that rim, the cladding on the rim. The bending. So it's not a. It's a common thing that happens with these vintage pennies. Same thing with the O. So it's not an error really. It's just I call it like a cladding chatter, and you see a lot of this vintage with that separation along the rim, the collar. The 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 break. Some are pretty severe when I hold on to them, but for the most part, they really don't hold any value. '21. Moving on. '79. And that Liberty looks a little funky. That thing. No clear doubling. Those looks like it might have been hit. So, uh, I don't know. That stuff like that happens from the coin getting hit too. So, could be PMD. It's not a true doubling or repunched mint, something like that. Reverse the copper. 83 Denver. Someone's got a cracked plancha to the left, but nothing. Just gonna check the weight. It is definitely zinc. You can tell by the toning. And it is zinc. But I've been fooled. Checking 82, I got zinc, and I put it on a scale, and it's copper. Like here's a good example, 82. It looks like a zinc penny, off-centered. This is a toss-up. Could be either or. 82 large date. I don't know. I'm gonna say it's copper because it doesn't have that rim issue. Let's throw it on a scale. Yes, it's copper. Sometimes you could, I could basically tell the weight of the coin just by picking it up and dropping it on the scale. I get that good at it. You can actually feel the weight. It sounds crazy, but you can feel a little bit of an edge of a weight of a copper penny. We can actually sense that, but you kind of can. 24. Hey, pick up a couple of million pennies. Alright, this one we want to look for the wide AM. And it's close. No good. Somebody wants to allow something, I'll allow it. Nothing there. 75. I was getting nervous about that. Google wants to add this thing. So, oh, alright. And then the computer slows down. It's like I shouldn't have done that. 71 Denver. It's off the collar. S looks a little funky there. And off the collar on the back too. The reverse. Oh. Hey, it was 1971. Off to the copper. 03. And the chance of this being a wide AM, very, very, pretty much non-existent, but you always look at that AM. You never know. You don't know what happens at the mint. 69D. Let's see if we got a floater here. No, see the initials. Usually a good floater, those initials are pretty much gone. Yeah, and then you can have half of the building floating and not. But those initials are gone. You got a good floater, or better. I've had them fully detached, no initials. There's a true floater. It's like a 99% floater, and those are the ones you want. And they're hard to come by. 72, another off the rim. Now these show up with doubles, so double dies. So you gotta really look at them. Yeah, both sides. Nothing here. 81. Copper. 76. Is that a break? Okay. Die break by the bottom of the building there. Yeah. Nothing to write home about. 21. It was very mild break. 22. 96. And again, you just peek at that AM. It's good. It's where it's supposed to be. So it's a good habit to get into. 22. It takes 1 second. Not even. Just look there first. I could see it happening. Someone come up with a 95 with a wide AM. I could see that happen. And shocking the coin world. It might be out there already. I don't know. 81. Now what is going on here? Yeah. $66. Copper. 84. Little grease issues here. A bubbling of the cladding. I don't know. Back to the bank. 1960D large D. Look for that repunched mint mark. This one's hard to see if there was one, but that's the vintage of the repunched mint marks. And you can tell they're like a little twisted or nothing here. The coin's in bad shape anyway. To the copper. 79D. That almost looks like a repunched mint mark. Coin's ratty. 2020. Alright. Well, I'll tell you. 17. There's a 1 die. 99. Look for that AM. It's not wide. That's what it should be. Excuse me. Whew. Allergies again. 97. Close AM. 73. Copper. 2017. Oh, good. 92. Now we want to look for that close AM here. Oh, and it's wide. So that's not what we want. 72. I'm due for a good 72 double die. I'm due. I've found them. You know, some are pretty nice. Oh, I'm having a real cold spell. 72 copper. 61. I haven't really found a really good double die twist double die, but I found, you know, pretty close to it. It's like a shift, or instead of a spin, a die rotation. 61. So, you know, you could have a rotated die, double die, or, you know, a nice shift. There's two different types. Oh, I found the shift variety. 84. I throw it on the scale. It just looked weird. Oh, it's zinc. 15. 17. 19. 97. I got a poor man doubling going on. That's from that rim issue with the cladding. The chatter. Yeah, the N and E, and that's just nothing to get excited about, even on the building. It's just a chatter on the cladding when these cheesy cladding that in the late 80s and 90s, throughout the 90s. So it's horrible coins. 80 Denver. It is what it is. 74 Denver. A little off center. See a little doubling on that D. Mild. Oh. Almost look like a vibration error, you know, just being off-centered like that. Yeah, the O's got a little shadowing, the D, the W, see it coming down, the E. I mean, is it, you know, it's not a double die. I think it's more of a jump, or not even a jump, like a vibration of the die causing that, because it struck off the coin like that, off the edge. I don't know. We're gonna let it go. I'm not gonna try to pawn that as a double die. The double. 78. Copper. That's a mild error. I'll say it's a mild. Very mild. 95. 15. 97. I pulled the microscope in. It probably showed off better, but it's, you know, I need to get a chatter double. I'm not gonna go crazy about that. Let someone else play with it. 79. Copper. 96. $17. Yeah, we got a feeder finger. You see up in the top of Unum, above the shield, it looks like some scratches right above the shield. That's a the feeder finger error. They say it's error, but it's when the the planchet was pushed through the machine. It gouged it, and yeah, the stamping went right on top of it. So some are really pronounced, like this one's it's very mild, but you could see it. Is it an error? No, I had 10 times worse, better looking than this. I couldn't give them away. So some people say, oh, it's just scratch. No, it's not. It's a feeder finger issue, but they are common. It's just the severe ones are nicer to look at, and I've gotten quite a few. That's the problem. I got too many of them. So 93 close AM. Yeah, 3 looks like it was doubled up. It's clad. Those coins make you look at them too hard. Glue penny. 17. What a mess. Here you got a little bit of feed a finger on that. It's not even there. Didn't bother. Well, now I'm looking for it. 06. I mean, it has to really stand out. 06. What do we got here? This is a close AM. Why is it making me look hard at this? That crack? Is that a crack? No. No. 22. And 17. Mm. 21. Scuffing. I'm looking at the coins too hard now. 17. A little bit of a dot clash. I don't know. I can't read the word cent. I'm not. If I see, the stripes going through the face, and I'll start seeing unicorns, right? 2018. 2014. And we're just to the end here. Last coin. Ugh, with a 2017. Looking horrible. Alright, that's it for that hunt. Little disappointed. That one was horrible. Yeah, I guess I can't say I had any worse, so that's one good way of looking at it. I mean, other than feeder finger, maybe a little greasy. One, the 80, what is it, 89, 85? Little grease issue, but nothing, you know, really that stood out. Well, that's coin hunting. I'll see you on the next one.